There's a war being fought in home studios around the world, but you won't hear any explosions. Instead, you'll hear the silence of suppressed potential, talented rappers holding back their true voice, delivering diamond bars with plastic energy, and you might have felt this battle rage inside yourself. You know, the constant tension between who you are and who you think you should sound like. The voice in your head has been playing general, but it's been leading your troops straight into defeat. In today's episode of How to Rap, we're going to stage a coup and overthrow the mental dictator that's been keeping your true voice locked in solitary confinement as we describe why your rap voice isn't trash, you're just using it wrong. Now, before we begin, if you yourself are an artist watching this who wouldn't just like to learn from YouTube videos, but would actually like to go full-time professional level with rapping, click the first link in the video description box to get our Rap Voice Mastery course, which comes as a free bonus when you click on that page. It will give you even more guided instruction not available here, and it comes free when you sign up, so it's definitely worth it. But with that all said, let's get into the first insight in order to master your rap voice. Alright, the first key insight to master your rap voice is you need to kill that voice in your head. You know the one because, let's be real for a second, you've got bars. You've spent countless hours perfecting your wordplay, studying the greats, and crafting lyrics that deserve to be heard. But every time you step up to the mic, there's this voice in your head that starts running its mouth, and it's killing your career before it even starts. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that nagging whisper telling you your voice sounds weird, that you don't sound like a real rapper, that maybe if you just tried to sound a little more like your favorite artist, things would click. Sometimes it's telling you you're not aggressive enough. Other times it's warning you that you're pushing too hard. It's got you second guessing every single take, every live performance, every moment in the cypher. Here's the thing though, you're not alone in this mental warfare. Every single rapper who's ever touched a mic has faced these same demons, and that voice, it's universal. I've worked with hundreds of artists, from basement bedroom rappers to those gracing major stages. And let me tell you, that voice doesn't discriminate. It hits everyone. The difference is in how you handle it. Right now, that voice isn't just living in your head anymore. It's seeping into your delivery, transforming what should be your moment of power into something that sounds like an apology. You're out here asking for permission to rap instead of claiming your space on the track. Your bars are coming out like you're trying not to disturb someone in the next room when they should be breaking down doors. Think about your favorite rappers for a second. You think Kendrick was born with that level of vocal confidence? You think J. Cole came out the womb with that commanding presence? Nah, they dealt with the same voice you're dealing with right now. The same doubts, the same fears, the same second guessing, but they understood something crucial that you need to grab hold of right now. That voice in your head isn't protecting you, it's sabotaging you. Every time you listen to that voice, every time you pull back instead of pushing forward, every time you choose to play it safe instead of commanding attention, you're not just affecting that one performance. You're reinforcing a pattern that could define your entire career. You're teaching yourself that it's better to blend in than stand out, better to whisper than roar, better to ask than demand. But here's the plot twist. That same voice that's been holding you back, we're about to flip it into your greatest weapon. Because once you understand where it comes from and why it's there, you can transform that energy into something powerful. Something that doesn't just get you heard, but gets you remembered. Your voice isn't the problem. Your bars aren't the problem. That voice in your head, that's the battlefield where your career will be won or lost, and it's time for you to start winning that war. Which leads us to the next key insight. You know that gut-wrenching feeling when you're listening back to your recordings? That moment when you realize something's off, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Your bars are razor sharp on paper, clever wordplay, tight metaphors, everything structured perfectly, but somehow they're landing with all the impact of a feather falling on a pillow. Welcome to what I call the permission seeker's curse, and it's the silent killer of rap careers everywhere. Let me paint you a picture of what's really going down in those booth sessions. You step up to the mic, lyrics ready, confidence seemingly in check. But the moment you start spitting, something shifts. Your voice automatically defaults to what I call the safety zone. That comfortable, conversational tone that feels natural but sounds about as exciting as reading a grocery list. You're delivering potentially viral verses with the energy of someone explaining their internet service provider plan. It's like watching a Ferrari cruise at 30 miles per hour, all that power, all that potential just idling. This isn't just about being too quiet or too loud, it's deeper than that. The monotone delivery epidemic is about rappers confusing keeping it real with keeping it safe. Somewhere along your journey, you started believing that showing too much vocal energy meant you were being fake, that staying in your comfort zone somehow made you more authentic. It's like you're trying to whisper your way to success in a genre that was built on making sure voices get heard. The real kicker? This problem is most common among the most talented lyricists. Why? Because you've spent so much time perfecting your pen game that you've neglected your voice as an instrument. You're like a master chef serving gourmet meals on paper plates. The content is 5-star, but the delivery is fast food. And in today's oversaturated rap game, that's a death sentence for your music. Think about the last time you were at a cypher or open mic. How many talented rappers did you see get overlooked because they couldn't command attention? How many fire verses got lost in the noise because the delivery was too timid? That's the permission seeker's curse in action. While you're out here politely waiting for people to notice your talent, other rappers, maybe with weaker bars, are stealing the spotlight because they understand something fundamental. In hip-hop, your voice isn't just carrying your words, it's carrying your authority. The truth is, monotone delivery isn't just a bad habit, it's a symptom of a deeper issue. It's what happens when fear disguises itself as humility, when uncertainty masquerades as style. But here's the good news. Once you recognize it for what it is, you can kill it, and I'm about to show you exactly how to do that. Next, let's dig into what's really going on in your head when you step up to that mic, because understanding the enemy is half the battle. You're caught in what I call the authenticity trap, a mental maze where every attempt to sound real takes you further from your actual potential. It's time to break down these walls, but first we need to understand how they got built. Here's the truth that nobody in hip-hop talks about. Voice anxiety isn't about your voice at all. It's about identity. You've created this image in your head of what a real rapper should sound like, and every time your natural voice doesn't match that image, your brain hits the panic button. It's like you're stuck in this constant negotiation between who you are and who you think you should be. The result, you end up using about 20% of your vocal potential because pushing beyond that feels inauthentic. Let's look at some hard facts about your favorite rappers' journeys. When Jay-Z first started, he was rapping at double speed, trying to sound like Big Daddy Kane. When Drake emerged, his voice was completely different, harder, less melodic, trying to fit what he thought Toronto hip-hop should sound like. Kendrick, early in his career, he was doing his best Lil Wayne impression. Even Tyler, the creator's voice, has evolved dramatically from his early work. None of them started with their signature sound, they had to find it. But here's the key detail everyone misses. They didn't find it by playing it safe. The psychology here is fascinating. When you're worried about your voice, your brain activates the same stress responses as public speaking anxiety. Your throat tightens, your breathing gets shallow, your voice naturally constricts. Then you hear that constricted voice, hate how it sounds, and the cycle deepens. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy that keeps talented rappers trapped in mediocrity. You're literally fighting against your own nervous system every time you touch the mic. But there's an even deeper layer to this. Many rappers subconsciously believe that if they go all out and still get rejected, it's a rejection of their true self. So they create this safety net, a watered-down version of their voice that feels less risky. If that gets rejected, well, it wasn't really you anyway, right? This is the ultimate self-sabotage, and it's happening below the surface of your consciousness. The real mindset shift happens when you realize something powerful. Authenticity isn't about maintaining some arbitrary version of yourself. It's about having the courage to explore every facet of your voice without judgment. Every time you hold back, you're not being more authentic. You're actually denying a part of your potential. The most authentic thing you can do is push beyond your comfort zone and discover what's really possible with your voice. Now that you understand what's holding you back, it's time for the game changer. What I'm about to share isn't just another vocal technique or rap tip, it's a complete paradigm shift that's going to transform how you approach the mic forever. I call it the burning building theory, and once you understand it, you'll never look at rap delivery the same way again. Picture this, you're at a packed party on a Saturday night. The music's thumping through the speakers, drinks are flowing, and everybody's caught up in their own conversations. The room is pure chaos, exactly like the rap game right now. Suddenly, through all this noise, you notice something nobody else does. The curtains have caught fire and the flames are spreading fast. In this exact moment, you've got to alert everyone in the room. Lives literally depend on your next move. Here's where it gets interesting. In this situation, you're not going to be like, "Excuse me, everyone, if you have a moment, I've noticed something concerning about the curtains." Hell no. Something primal kicks in. Your voice automatically finds a frequency that cuts through every conversation, every distraction, every competing sound in that room. You're not even thinking about how you sound anymore. You're focused entirely on making sure your message gets heard because it matters more than anything else happening in that moment. That right there, that's the exact energy your rap voice needs. Every single time you step up to the mic, you need to rap like you've just spotted those flames. Your bars are the warning, your voice is the alarm, the competition is the fire, and the audience, they're the people who need to hear you right now. This isn't about screaming or being aggressive, it's about urgency, it's about importance. It's about understanding that what you have to say matters more than whatever else is fighting for attention in that space. Think about the last time you heard someone yell fire or help. Did you stop to judge their vocal tone? Did anyone in earshot think, they sound a bit too aggressive? Of course not. Because when the message is important enough, all those self-conscious thoughts evaporate. That's the mental space you need to rap from. Every bar you write, every verse you spit, every performance you give needs to come from that same place of urgent importance. The beauty of the burning building theory is that it completely bypasses all the mental blocks we talked about earlier. When you're trying to save lives, you don't have time to worry about how your voice sounds. You don't have space to second guess your delivery. You're not asking for attention anymore, you're commanding it because you have to. And that's exactly the energy that makes people stop, listen, and remember. The burning building theory isn't just theory. It's your new blueprint for approaching every mic, every stage, and every recording session from this moment forward. But like any powerful tool, you need to know exactly how to wield it. Let's break down how this transforms your approach in every major battleground of your rap career. In the booth, you need to completely flip your recording process. Start by intentionally going overboard with that burning building energy on your first take. I'm talking full-on emergency mode. Will it feel excessive? Absolutely. Will you feel ridiculous? Probably. That's exactly what we want. Now here's where the magic happens. On your second take, pull back just 20%. On your third take, find the sweet spot between those first two takes. What you'll discover is that your too much energy actually translates to just right on the recording. 9 times out of 10, when rappers think they're being too intense in the booth, the playback sounds perfectly energized. And live performances are where the burning building theory really shines. Think about it. Every single person in that venue has a phone in their pocket, social media notifications popping off, friends trying to talk to them, drinks to order, and a million other distractions. Your voice needs to cut through all of that noise. Every word needs to feel like breaking news. You're not just performing your songs, you're delivering urgent messages that demand immediate attention. The moment you step on stage, the building is on fire and your lyrics are the evacuation plan. This mindset revolutionizes your approach to ciphers and battles too. In these environments, you're not just competing with other rappers, you're competing with every single distraction in that space. The person checking their phone, the side conversations, the drink orders, the general ambient noise. When it's your turn to spit, you need to command attention like lives depend on it. Because in terms of your career, they do. Every bar should feel like an announcement, not a suggestion. The studio requires a different kind of urgency. This is where you need to understand that the fire is time itself. Every take is burning daylight, every revision is burning money, every hesitation is burning opportunity. Approach each take like it's your last chance to be heard. The mic picks up on hesitation just like it picks up on confidence. There's no hiding in the booth. When you bring that burning building energy to your sessions, engineers and producers take notice. They stop checking their phones, they lean in, they get invested. Remember, this isn't about being loud, it's about being unavoidable. It's about making your voice match the importance of your message. You've got the bars, you've got the talent. Now you've got the tool to make sure everybody else knows it too. The building is on fire and you're the only one who can sound the alarm. Make it count. And with that said, if you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to visit the video description box for that course on rap voice that comes free when you sign up on that page. I've been your host, Drew Morrissey, the big homie Drew for How to Rap. Peace.